Welcome back everyone. In today's video we're going to be breeding some swordtails, and for the purpose of this video I'm going to make it super simple and we're going to be using this black plastic tub. Stick around, it's going to be an awesome video. So these are the black plastic tubs that we're going to be using to breed the swordtails in. They're super cheap, they're literally like $5 from Bunnings, and they hold 25 litres. We're going to be filling this up with the tank water that comes from where the swordtails are actually at the moment, and we're also going to be using some fresh water. It's going to be about a 50-50 mix. Now you're also going to need something to filter the water inside of the container. So for the filtration for the plastic tub, I'm going to be using a sponge filter, and what powers the sponge filter, of course, is the air pump. Now the air pump has 2 outlets, so I'm also going to chuck an air stone in there as well, just to provide a bit more aeration. You don't need to do this, but seeing that there's 2 outlets, it wouldn't hurt. And something to heat the water as well, depending on where the location of the container is. I'm in my fish room, so it's fairly warm in here, but it is winter time here in Australia, so I'm going to be putting a heater in here as well. Now I'm going to be keeping the temperature in this tub at about 26-27 degrees Celsius, and the pH is around 7, so pretty good pH, pretty good temperature. I've had success breeding swordtails in a huge range of different temperatures and pHs, so I don't think that's a super critical thing to think about, but just if you're wondering. For the rest of the water, I'm going to be using fresh water from the tap. The plastic tub is now full of water and ready for your fish. Now, whether you go with a trio or a breeding pair is entirely up to you, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using a breeding pair. Seems like the most common choice for a beginner to go and choose a male and a female, or maybe they'll choose a male and 2 females. But as I said, for this video, I'm just going to be choosing a pair. So I've just added the pair into the plastic tub, and that's nearly everything you need to add. It's super simple. But there is going to be one more thing, and that is some hiding places. And the reason I'm adding hiding places into this tub is because I'm going down the route of letting them kind of colony breed rather than taking out the female when she gets real pregnant and putting her into a breeder box. I'm just going to be letting them breed in the tub, which means they're going to have their babies in there, and the biggest problem with that is the parents will actually go and then eat the babies. There's a lot of different things you can add into your tank or into your plastic tub to prevent the babies from being eaten, but what I'm going to be adding is spawning mops. Now, spawning mops are typically used for breeding egg-laying species, but they're awesome for helping hide the babies as well. And they're literally just yarn wound up all together in a big knot. So we're going to add a couple of them in there. So the tub is now complete, and that's about as simple as it gets for a breeding setup. You've got a means to hold your water, so a $5 plastic tub in my circumstance. You've got a filter to filter the water. I'm using a sponge filter. You've got a heater and hiding places, and it's literally just yarn tied together. And now we're going to wait and see how long it takes for the babies to start appearing. We are also going to be doing water changes on this tub and feeding every day, but apart from that, maintenance is also going to be super duper simple. So I'll update you guys when we notice anything interesting, but for now we're just going to leave it and see what happens. So it's time to have another look at our black plastic tub. I haven't even looked in this myself quite a long time, so this is my genuine reaction. I've got no idea what to expect. I have a funny feeling that there could be babies in here, but also there's a good chance that there's nothing. So we're gonna have a quick look, see if there's been any breeding, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. So we're just gonna put everything back now and let them do their thing. We're gonna let it go for a bit more. We'll do a big water change on it and we'll just keep on going and wait till they breed. So, but there's been no breeding. Oh, hang on. There's a baby. Ooh. There is a baby, there's a baby. I don't know my phone. There's been breeding. Ooh. Ow. Right, there he is there. There is one baby in here. So, of all the odds, there is a baby. And I don't know if there's any more. But we've got babies in the tub. We'll give this a water change. There is one baby in here. So, that means that they have bred in here. And now the issue is them eating their babies. So at the moment we've got 2 or 3 spawning mops and they've kind of been sitting near the bottom, and perhaps that's not enough coverage. 2 more mops going in. Now we're going to leave it again, and hopefully more babies will start showing up. But that's awesome. We do know that they're bred. Alrighty, so as you can see, the black plastic tub is gone, and I've decided to take it down for a few reasons. The first reason is the bench is slowly losing space, and in a fish room, bench space to me is super important, you know, packing fish, setting up new projects. And I guess the last reason why we decided to discontinue this project was because it really just wasn't working. Now, from all the ways that I've tried to breed, you know, live bearers, mollies, swordtails, platies, all those type of species, the best way to breed them is just in a simple glass tank like this and using these baby traps. Now, the black plastic tub had its perks, but I think for breeding species that eat their own babies, it's quite difficult. I mean, even in a tank like this, the parents are going to eat their babies. So what you're supposed to do is wait till the female gets pregnant and super gravid. So she'll get a super square belly, she'll get real fat, and when she gets to that point, you usually catch her out. And if you time it right, you can catch her out, put her in the box, and the next day, as she gives birth, the babies will drop down to this compartment, leaving them completely safe from any of the adults to eat them. And then you can just take this little grill out, feed them for, you know, maybe a week or so, and then by that time the babies will be big enough for you to put back in the tank and the parents will not eat them. So I find the best way to breed live bearers or species that eat their babies, and for this video obviously swordtails, is with this box and a glass tank because you can see them really easily. The black plastic tub, the reason why it didn't work so well is because it was a small space and the parents could eat their babies much easier, because it's very hard to colony breed a species that eats their babies in a small area like that. The other reason is to catch the female out to put her in this box in the first place was quite difficult to determine how pregnant she was from looking down at her rather than looking at the side view. So in conclusion, I think the best way to breed swordtails by far is this. Definitely wouldn't recommend the black plastic tub method of colony breeding. I would way rather breed them like this, and I would recommend that to you guys as well. Now you might also notice the tank of swordtails I had before is gone. The reason why is we've moved the whole colony into another tank over on this breeding rack right here. We've kind of set up a cool little scape for them. We're going to be keeping these guys, maybe even trying to do a bit more line breeding, work on their colours a bit more and get them up to scratch again, because they've kind of mixed in with maybe, I think, an orange swordtail somehow. So we're going to try and breed that back out of it again and get them looking good. Back to the pineapple swordtail look. and we'll be focusing on some other species with this tank and possibly even the black plastic tub. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a fun experiment and a good lesson learned that we've kind of found the best method possible to breed them, and that is in this little tub.